at all, unless you were holding some ARC, Aurora, Augur, or Golem. These are the cryptos that are bouncing back, it looks like. Well, at least the ones that are in the green at the current time of making this video. I mean, it's interesting to see the cryptos that manage to actually have success in these different times, where we're seeing the mainstream cryptos, by that I mean the household name cryptos, getting knocked for a loop left and right. But today I'm pretty happy to see some sideways movement. I think that it's a nice break from what we were seeing these past couple of days, with it was just dramatic volatility. And I think that a lot of people probably feeling disheartened at the critical losses that I'm sure a lot of people were taking. But I mean, I guess when you want to talk about cryptocurrency, it's important to remember that the volatility aspect of it's not going to be here forever. The fact of the matter is that we're going to see a time where regulations and all these things are going to make crypto a lot more stable, when the future and these different things will start to see get going. And yeah, I hope everybody out there is having a good Thanksgiving. Nice to see that we've got some regulators, some mods, and some familiar faces in the chat. But yeah, I think one of the main things to talk about is how Bitcoin mining has gotten hit pretty hard. There's been a pretty substantial, all the way across the board, you're going to see failures on multiple fronts. But I think that something to bring up at this point is gonna have to do with the fact that about a year ago, when we were seeing Bitcoin at its all-time highs, we saw a lot of these different, for instance, ICOs, or various different exchange of money, went back and forth between hands. And the fact of the matter is that a lot of these agreements that were established when we were seeing the all-time high thing, well, that sort of created a snowball effect. And I think that some of those people are getting hit pretty hard right now, because they're required to pay back what they borrowed using the evaluation of the all-time highs, which I can imagine was probably pretty crippling for a lot of these various different people who were trying to get by. Now, of course, with this, we've seen the purge of a lot of bad actors, a lot of undesirable ICOs, and there's a lot of people who've been asking this question: where's the bottom going to be? And of course, people talking about the potential that's in store for the recovery. And I think that these are all really great conversations that we need to be having at this point. In particular, when we look at how far a lot of these different technologies have come as far as development, in contrast to the greater proportional measured side of the cryptocurrency space now, i.e. I'm talking about, well, the fact that Bitcoin's established itself as a household name is this person thinks that we could be seeing a $3,200 Bitcoin. And I'm not gonna say that that's entirely out of the playing field at this point. Oh, and as a side note, anybody else who wants to become a moderator, if you want to be a moderator, all you have to do is press a 1 in the chat, and I'll make you into a moderator. So this is a deal that's going on for anybody who wants to be moderator. If you want that blue wrench next to your name, you want the respect of being a moderator, just let me know. Just if you type a 1 in the chat, and I'll make you a moderator. But yeah, I mean, as far as these different things are concerned, I remain optimistic when it comes to the long-term And when when we want to look at the fact of the matter is that oh, we got two new moderators. This person thinks $2,000 BTC. Let me tell you, if I see a $2,000 BTC, I'll buy some. I'll be buying some BTC for $2,000. And if John McCafe or any of these people are going to have any credibility in a couple of years, I always think in the back of my mind, and I always find it interesting to bring up during these live streams, is basically the conversation of how we're, yes, Ryan in the chat says, yeah, that's a very good point. Yes, of course, that's a good one as well. But yeah, when we want to talk about Paul type 2, well, all right, I'm not gonna, he typed a number, that's all. Anybody who wants to become a moderator, just type a number in the chat, or you could type or you could type you could type freaking M. Pretty much I'm making everybody a moderator today because it's Thanksgiving. I don't always do this, but I think it's interesting to make multiple people moderators, because then when we do a live stream in the future, we'll see who's coming back, and I think that that's good for the community, good for interaction. Michael F types number 1, so you get to be a moderator as well. And of course this other individual, he went and clicked 1 as well, so we're going to give him the honor of so yeah, let's check out Twitter. Let's see what we're seeing. So what people don't understand about crypto, well, I think crypto is really one of the most misunderstood things in our time, new developing technologies, because the fact of the matter is it's very much the same way that we've seen all technologies progressing and making their ways. Yeah, I think electronium, mobile mining, all these different things are certainly very interesting when it comes to, so we got Ross wants to be a moderator as well, so you got it. And yeah, when we talk about the fact of the matter is that for any technology to develop, there needs to be a basic framework that's laid down, and if there's that basic foundation's not made available, then I think that there's going to be people who don't know what to think about these certain things, and especially when it comes to a space like cryptocurrency, where we are seeing so much misinformation. And right now, I think one of the most dramatic hits that we took from this recent multiple billions of dollars leaving the ecosystem, it definitely has something to do with mining profitability. I definitely have to agree with you there, and I think that as we move forward, things like electronium and these mobile mining alternatives are realistically the cheaper methods of mining, and the more decentralized operations that are essentially leveraging these different types of technology that are pretty commonplace. Let's not fool ourselves. The fact of the matter is that the average person walking around has a smartphone in their back pocket, which is a rudimentary, substantial foundation of our time. It's a mark of the time. I think that when we see these sort of variables coming together, it stands to bring up a key substantial question, and I think that at the center of that question is realistically it's blockchain, and I think that it's going to be the technologies that leverage the power and the potential of blockchain. I think those are going to be the cryptocurrencies that are going to be the superstars as things continue to really get up and going. And I agree, people are buying Christmas gifts. They realize they are broke and will have to be smarter with their money, like investing in their future, like crypto, Bitcoin, Litecoin, DGB from Todd Paulson. I know he didn't type a 1, in the chat, but I'm going to make Todd Paulson a moderator as well, because I like your style, Todd. Anyway, like we always bring up on this channel, we always like to talk about the world debt clock, and I'm sure that there's people out there, maybe someone in this live stream might be among us. There's plenty of people out there who obsess day in, day out with this world debt clock, and I think rightfully so. I mean, and of course there's going to be people who are out and gone, and of course we'll make this individual moderator as well, yeah, I think that the world debt clock has its place, because it really is representative of a major paradigm shift that's in the works when you want to talk about something like cryptocurrency. Well, the fact of the matter is, for these technologies to be introduced on a wider scale is going to require a lot of things along the lines of what we were talking about, involving these technologies. The smartphones and all these things are a basic underlying foundation that are definitely going to be making a interesting impact as these things move forward. So, but I want to get away from all that. I want to talk about what you guys want to talk about. So let's hear some comments. Let's see some comments down below, so we can sort of guide this conversation in a direction that'll be beneficial to the community, because all right, so I actually put out this this poll, well, this vote. So it's, which is the superior crypto, BTC XRP ADA or DGB, and XRP took the win of the day at 46%. Quite an interesting bit of information. I believe we had 709 voters who had their opinions known. I find it interesting, out of 700 people, the favorite of the day was XRP, and not to say that I think that people were voting XRP because they particularly, I think that they're just being smart about it, because when you want to talk about what we saw happen involving XRP and Ethereum switching positions, I think that XRP has its sights set on the #1 position at some point. Now I'm going to read some of the comments now that people made. XRP over ADA, this person says. But yeah, Digibyte blows the others away hands down. Digibyte will be massive down the road and will be in the top 10. Mark my words, says this individual. Do some research on DGB, which I would recommend people should do some research on DGB as well. I find it an impressive crypto when you look at the team. But yeah, so a true decentralized blockchain platform, been around longer than most, very fast, very secure and advanced technology. Bitcoin is old tech, sluggish, and more of a store of value. XRP is centralized and not a true crypto. Hence, that's why it's trying to be used for the global banking system, and I want nothing to do with that. We need to become our own banks, says this individual. It may, well, way overhyped and overvalued. I think he's talking about XRP there. And ADA still does not have a working product, which I know a lot of people find stressful, and is vaporware at this point. But I think, I mean, we'll be making a video on Cardano in the future, because I think that we shouldn't knock Cardano for their capability to dream. Now, I'm not going to knock them for having a vision that's outside of the current capability of people to imagine. But thank you for your comment there, Jerome Williams, and happy Thanksgiving to you as well. I think a lot of people are interested in hearing these different sentiments. So what's your opinion, everybody? You think that we could see XRP being the dominant cryptocurrency? Do you think that these alignments that XRP is made with various different establishment bodies are going to be beneficial overall to the ecosystem of cryptocurrency, or do you think that this could be a massive mistake? Because I actually saw some very interesting comments that were people who were, essentially, Bitcoin. So this is another comment right here. In the short term, XRP will flex its digital muscle, but Bitcoin will remain the king of cryptos. You don't see Satoshi in court battling lawsuits or people suing Bitcoin. We don't see uncertainties about whether or not Bitcoin is a security. Ripple is riddled with all these problems that have yet to be resolved. So again, that may stifle XRP growth in the long term while Bitcoin blows past it, which is pretty evident at this juncture. Also, thank you for your opinion. I think that that's an interesting sentiment shared by a lot of people, and not exactly not exactly entirely accurate, but still an interesting comment worth reading. XRP bankers coin. So I'm gonna go right ahead and make some of these people moderators who didn't ask for it, just because I don't like to see people's comments getting deleted by rogue moderators. How high will DGB climb? Well, we just read that comment that was talking about how DGB has potential to be a top 10. So whether or not I agree with that, I'll basically disclose my opinions on Digibyte in a video that I'll be making very shortly, so definitely stay tuned for that. But XRP will eventually take over Swift for payment processing. It's already being used for bank-to-bank transactions in multiple countries. The fact of the matter is that I think that Digibyte definitely does have its place, and I think that XRP has its place, and I don't want to I think that it's inaccurate to think that one cryptocurrency is going to dominate the space and be the, that can be only one sort of meme. I think that when we look at these different technologies and all these how these things are going to be progressing, I think Digibyte's definitely an interesting technology when we want to bring into account speed and all these different problems that are bogging down the competition as far as these different things go. But let's read a couple of more of these comments. So gives more. This person says XRP gives more than BTC. Person who says XRP baby. Just stumbled onto this by accident and have listened and watched all others in the XRP community that have done the research and have become a believer in XRP as an opportunity, says this individual. Everyone knows XRP is best cryptocurrency ever created by said Richard. I didn't see Dogecoin, so I selected XRP. That's pretty funny. Where is EOS and Stellar on the list? We'll be making a list for those cryptos next. But so if you say XRP over BTC, you are ignorant. Then it comes to cryptocurrency and their networks. XRP and Altcoin will never be superior than the OG of coins. XRP is like being the smartest person in the room with Downs. I'm not going to read that, but that's interesting point you made there. Anyways, yeah, I'm excited to see what's going to happen, as far as the development of these technologies go. In the grand scheme of things, definitely excited to see the progress that's going to be made later on down the line, as we see a lot of these different variables finally coming together. I'm excited for 2020 in particular. I think that the cryptocurrency paradigm shift is right upon us as far as these different things go. So at the time of this live stream, we of course have the market cap of 146, Bitcoin dominance at 53.3%, and interesting to see that Bitcoin dominance hasn't really budged much, even in the circumstances of all these different variables that have been happening pretty quickly. Now, do I think that Bitcoin's always going to be the most dominant cryptocurrency in the space? I would say that Bitcoin has the potential to hold on to its position for quite some time. The fact is that it has seniority over a lot of the other competition. I think that that's going to be a leverageable thing. People still want Bitcoin when they don't. Altcoins still have sort of a noobish reputation, I would say, when all things are considered. But yeah, it is definitely interesting to see a lot of these different sentiments being echoed in the time of right after what we were saying. But it is good to see the optimism. And I'm also interested in seeing how this sort of wave of energy is going to bring itself forward, but in particular when we're talking about the current situation and dynamics involving all these different variables on the global stage. I think that there's a lot to be said, that there's certainly a lot of different parties that stand from realistically, I think anybody's life could be changed from cryptocurrency, and what's about to happen as far as decentralization and all these different areas of concern. Fundamentally, it's going to be blockchain that's going to be the key fundamental variable. I think that's going to be a contributing building block as we move forward and we see the old paradigm giving way to the rise of the present state of circumstances. And I think that anybody would have to agree along similar lines when we talk about the fact that there has to be some level of at least some level of basically people need to agree to disagree, or agree on the latter, which is definitely going to be something interesting to see, the two sides of the coin, so to speak. And I think that that conversation that's happening can be pretty much boiled down to the idea of centralized versus decentralized, and that realistically that conversation is encapsulated by the situation and dynamics involving what we see surrounding the Bitcoin XRP competition that's currently exerting itself. But we got another person typing a number 1 in the chat, so you my friend, you get to be a moderator. Congratulations. Anybody else who wants to be a moderator, just ask. You can ask by typing a 1 in the chat, or an M, whatever the case might be. I think it'd be good if we got everybody to be moderators. That way we can know who the OG fans are. We can know who's new to the channel and who's old to the channel. But yeah, Electronium and credits will become very big in the future. 2019, people will start to see it. In 2020, it will be very big. So Electronium, good question. I think Electronium is definitely interesting. I think smart contracts have their place. In particular, when we talk about the progression that cryptocurrency has made as we've come to this current point. Now, Digibyte, of course, we've got another person who wants to become a moderator. That's perfectly fine. You could be a moderator as well. But yeah, Digibyte is well spread out across the world. And it's not a crap coin. I think that there's a lot of crap coins on here. There's going to be a lot of cryptos that get dramatically wiped off. That get dramatically wiped off the map. I think that this is an inevitability that everybody has to become acquainted with. The fact of the matter is that it's going to be blockchain at the center of this the rudimentary paradigm shift. So it's surprising. DGB has more votes than ADA. Personally, DGB needs to do more work. DGB is one of the oldest cryptos yet, have done so much compared to coins like XRP, ELM, ETH, and more. My experience sending crypto to an exchange, Bitcoin, ridiculous fees, Ethereum, slow, inconsistent, and one transaction got quote-unquote stuck, which I'm sure is very real. That takes everybody's confidence right out of the gate. So unfortunate to see that something got stuck. Got another person asking to be a moderator. So ask and you shall receive. You know, it's always good to have more moderators, moderating moderators in the chat. But yeah, I mean, as far as these things go, I mean, let's check out more of the comments. So this is out of 442 votes. Will Bitcoin or XRP have the #1 spot in 1 year from 22 hours ago? And 53% voted XRP and 47% voted BTC. Oh, we've got this person right here. Oh, we got a verified individual here. Tess Cook for you. Well, congratulations. You just became a verified moderator. You have a freaking verified user? That's a pretty interesting account. How do you go to somebody's whatever? But yeah, I think BAT, basic attention token, we'll be talking about basic attention very soon. I put off the video that I was going to make regarding BAT quite recently, but yeah, we'll definitely be making a video covering BAT in the future, because I mean, you look at it, it's outperforming. I mean, it's in the green today, which is it stands, that information stands by itself. It's because I reached over 100,000 subscribers. Wow. Well, let me know how you did that. I'd like to reach 100,000 subscribers one day, but you know, I'm pretty happy with the community that I have right now. VeChain is going to be huge, according to Johnny Hayes' chat. I'll give you a moderator as well. Task Cooks for you. This is your channel, Southern Home Cooking. It's gonna make me hungry if I keep looking at that channel. But I'm gonna subscribe. Everybody go and subscribe to Tess Cooks for You. Great YouTuber, one of the best. But anyway, you know, back to the story. You know, so what we've been seeing, you know, involving Bitcoin lately, I mean, it's I saw some meme out there that's pretty funny. It was like it was like that Hacksaw Ridge meme, and just making sure the audio still works. But yeah, we were looking at the this like Hacksaw Ridge meme, and it was like showing all the soldiers running away, and it was like Bitcoin's one of them, you know, the exchange. But you really have to understand how this is hilarious though right here. So Facebook percentage change, minus 251 billion. Amazon minus 255 billion. Apple minus 239 billion. Netflix minus. So I mean, the freaking stock market isn't as safe as anybody else. You know what I mean? So the fact of the matter is, like, there's going to be risk and reward in any of these spaces. So I mean, are you gonna the fact of the matter is that the amount of volatility that you find in crypto actually makes it far superior, in my opinion at least, than the stock market. I mean, the amount of time it takes for any movement in the stock market just shows how bogged down it is with all these different areas of concern, you know, when it comes to you know, all these people worried about their wallets getting lighter, what have you. And you know, it definitely is something to be said when, you know, we talk about the culmination of a lot of these different variables. But yeah, $4,421 Bitcoin. Never thought I'd see the day. No, I'm just kidding. I did make that prediction at one point that we could see Bitcoin going as low as $2,000. But I think that all these things are relative, and moving forward, we'll certainly see a lot of trying times ahead. And I think that it's for something to be said that the people who trust and believe and do their research with the technology of these things are going to be the ones who survive. But of course, remember, you know, this video is for entertainment, educational purposes only. You know, remember, I'm not your dad. You know, remember, this video is just for entertainment. But yeah, all that being said, you know, thanks for joining us for this live stream, everybody. And I'm actually going to go eat some Thanksgiving dinner today, so I'll be working on a video probably, if not later on today, then definitely tomorrow. And yeah, thanks to everybody who participated in the poll, you know, in the voting and all these different things, helping us gather information. I mean, 700 votes is pretty impressive for me at least. And yeah, I think that this has been a pretty interesting live stream. I think we got some really good things going. Yep. Happy Thanksgiving, Tess cooks for you. Happy Thanksgiving, this person. Happy Thanksgiving, Johnny, and AI Duck. Happy Thanksgiving. And yeah, all that being said, I hope you guys have a good one.